All right, welcome back to some more Ark Nova on Board Game Arena. Um, as you can see, this is not exactly a game right now. I actually hit 600 in a turn-based game. So instead of playing a game, I'm going to try and review the game and see what I did right, see what I did wrong. It was a very close game, so I thought that might be interesting. I've tried to do game reviews in the past for kind of other higher level games, but it always felt weird, especially coming from me trying to be critical and probably just missing things. I felt like it's probably just not a good idea, but I think I can probably criticize myself without fear of looking too stupid. So that will be what I'm doing today. Um, yeah, really excited, really happy to have hit that 600 level. It's kind of a strange spike, honestly, in the rating. That yeah, just feels like it came super quickly after hitting that 500 for the last time. Although hitting that 500 for the last time back in May was not the first time I'd hit. I think it hit 500, maybe 501 or something. But then I was kind of looking. It was like, man, it seemed like so quickly, just a few months. But it seems to be kind of how it works. Like obviously, kind of the natural progression to the you hit 300, eventually you hit 400. There's a bit of a gap there, obviously a dive, but from like here to here, again, that's also quite a short period of time from when I went back over 300 to then getting 400 for the next time. 500 obviously took a very long time. I kind of stagnated here for 6 months or whatever that was last year, and then well, once again, you can guys hear just a massive spike. Obviously, big drops, massive spikes, pretty normal, I think, overall for Elo to swing. Um, but I think something what I've been kind of thinking about the kind of the motivations and focusing on Elo is that it comes and goes. So you don't have to like worry about it. Obviously, Road to 600 series. The whole point was that I hit 600 Elo, but at the same time, if I well, the mindset that I've tried to have anyway is if I lose a game, then I'm just gonna get higher, more rating for winning the next game, right? And so that's just kind of as a way I could use, just kind of what's the word? Kind of blanking on the word, but just justify, rationalize winning and losing, not getting too triggered or tilted by poor play. I still obviously am super competitive, and I very much enjoy winning. Um, Obviously, I think if I didn't do that, I wouldn't be as good or be as highly rated if I didn't care, if I didn't try hard. But I don't think I have to necessarily, you know, die on every single win. Anyway, all that to say, I'm gonna move back over playing Triangle Force, just about another 500 level player, so a good even matchup. And yeah, I'm gonna watch the replay here. I haven't watched this replay, but I just finished the game turn-based earlier today. So animals, the discount animals, pretty standard first pick. Digging cards did some interesting work for me this game. What I end up picking here, and the opponent had I think my favorite card, um, snapping sponsors as well as the X-Toko Sos starting at 5. So decent start for them. Immediately off the hop, I was not happy with this, although you can see there's kind of one good card here, I think. Sawfish with Sea Animals being one of the projects, but 3 animal projects. It's a bit rough. I think at this point, I always would have assumed odds-on chances are that one of those is going to get picked. Very possible that it's the sawfish or the fish that gets picked. So I could just be completely out of luck here, and I may have to completely pivot. Yeah, what to pick from this hand? I say sawfish. I don't mind the alternative because I have to take a partner zoo here to get an upgrade. Okay, well then maybe that makes one of the monkeys a bit more playable than normal. what did I end up doing here? I think how do you do this? Okay, yeah, I took the 2 monkeys as well as a vulture because birds is a project. Again, those are just kind of contingencies. Spoiler alert, none of these 3 get played at all. So they just, yeah, I hang on to the macaque for a while. It does not come down. So they start with science 2 rep, and I'm happy with that. Obviously, that gives me the opportunity to take the Sea Animal University, especially because Sea Animal Management Plan has showed up. So that has given me a real lifeline / opportunity to get a second round project with almost no concern. I have cards at 5. I go ahead and I'm going to dig a card from, I probably should dig one from my hand because this hand is so trash. However, in my mind, I'm thinking, I've got my animal here. This is going to take all of my money. You can see I can build a 5 size over the, or 10, yeah, large aquarium over the 5 money. And with discount animals, I can't afford to play the sawfish. So fair enough, I can just play it. I don't need to worry about the money that much. Because I already have an animal. And then that's going to be something that's going to haunt me. I have no money this entire game, basically. So I'm just digging something from here. It's maybe smarter if it's tortoise, but tortoise seems a long way away from both sides. Tapir is obviously very nice with it being Americas, maybe it being herbivore, as well as Americas, I suppose, if you want to go into the tortoise as well. But I just dig away expansion area. I'm just not interested in playing against an expansion area. I just snap the Sea Animal Management Plan, and that's it. Llama gets exposed, which means there are a couple of herbivores on deck here. And my opponent X's back cards. So I don't mind. Obviously, I'm going to break 5 here. I have no real concerns about spending that or just breaking 5. I'm not in any rush. I don't care about my hand. I don't want to take hand size. I just get the Sea Animal Uni and I get a Sand Tiger Shark, which doesn't fit, is too expensive, will never get played. Really, yeah, unfortunate. Pretty unfortunate pick, that one. The opponent also plays the large aquarium in the exact same place I am going to play the large aquarium. That'll be the next move here. So something I probably should have, and they also clevered back the association action. So they're sitting with 2X tokens. You know, they've already taken a Science 2 rep. You know, what sponsor is going to come down? That really should be the immediate thought. I didn't really think about it that much, truth be told. I did X-back or clever back cards. Maybe a mistake because I want to, yeah, I want to cause a break sooner than later, probably, if they're going to be in this kind of long round planning phase here. And now they spend an X. That gives a pretty good guidance. It is going to be the Foreign Institute here, and they're going to get an upgrade. So they upgrade animals, which is probably a little bit of a relief, but that's just going to keep getting them all the way up this rep track really quickly. Yeah, obviously, I personally am terrified of this card upgraded. Love playing with it, hate playing against it. And I just go ahead and break 5. Like I can say, I have no interest in any of this hand, really, to be honest. So I'm not that worried about it. If they break, they do play animals. They play the African penguin, which again, just shooting up the rep track here. But obviously makes sense that they had to upgrade their animals for. Yeah, I just play the sawfish. Obviously, cut down's not really useful. It never will. It's something I really planned for anyway. Play a card. Obviously, there's that's enough there. Now they've got, what do they do here? I can't remember. They just break. So they snap the Tapir, right? Yeah, so they snap the Tapir and look to be focusing, kind of splitting their focus, I guess, between all three. Obviously, Penguins double project. Now they're snapping a Herbivore. I just get rid of some cards here. The Shark and the Vulture goes. In my head, maybe I'm still grabbing a Partner Zoo here at some point. However, I don't do that. I don't take an extra worker or anything like that. So I probably should have decided what reward I was going to take. I just defaulted to snapping here. Did get a playable sturgeon fish, so that was obviously super helpful. Not the best by any means. In fact, kind of a poor, not that nice fish. But beggars can't be choosers. I do upgrade animals as well here. This is obviously a card where an animal where you want to have animal action where you want to have a lot of money. I don't have a lot of money throughout this game, I said, but it did upgrade the animals. I also took a Tamarin, and I think looking back, that's probably a mistake. You probably will need to remove the llama from display. I guess Tamarin's playable for them as well, but it's not project relevant, whereas the llama is. Llama's just kind of too easy to just get into the same closure as the other Tapir that they've just got. So they go ahead, take the Africa. You can kind of tell matching that, probably a bird breeding program. I don't think I noticed that at the time. I was just happy they didn't have a project. But yeah, you can see that that is coming down. What do I do here? I just do cards, just really trying to threaten to break. Again, I'm very defensive with my digs here, and I wonder, and I don't know if that's a good, was a good plan by me or not. You know, I didn't want him to get an easy jellyfish to have a project here. You know, if I'd thought about it and realized they probably have their own or a project already, like they could have, pretty sure they could have figured out a way. Jellyfish, yeah, jellyfish was literally playable for them, so they could have literally played the jellyfish and then done the project. Maybe that would have been the right idea for them, actually. But I did not. Yeah, just got rid of it instead of trying to refresh my hand at all. Primatologist wouldn't have been all that much to do anyway. This, obviously, this I'm happy with. Penguin Pool. Now we're talking. Now we have at least a sponsor that we want. I don't know if you can see kind of how that'll get played. They kind of start on their their sponsors as well. Keep that going. They have very nice sponsors that will help them throughout the game. I get to build a little two size, making the Penguin Pool playable. So that I think was a good idea to do that rather than waiting for Xing back and trying to spend X's to play the Surgeon Fish. They're finally going to do the exact same thing. They keep on mirroring us, or I mirror them, now they're mirroring me. But they do get another worker with that. And this is where I'm not really sure. I think there's two routes you can go, obviously, right? You can just play the Penguin Pool and just kind of trust like what I've got going on is good enough. I want to do that and just play my game and not try to break too heavily. That's what I decided to do because I obviously can't break in one. If I've got 2 X tokens, I think I just break here. But with no X tokens, break on 2 out of 9. I can only break for 5. In my mind, well, they can just spend 2 X's anyway. Is that what I did? No, yeah, okay. I was gonna say maybe I didn't do that. No, you're right. I did. Penguin Pool gets played. I get to mark something here. I do mark the llama. I do see it's a nice card, but fairly certain it ends up in their hands somehow. yeah, so like I say, they always have the opportunity now to do the project. Spending an X to do cards, probably a bit interesting of a decision. They take the llama, they draw some more from deck, take the sloth bear as well. And then a rhino shows up. Obviously, do I dig it? Do I just completely ignore everything to dig it? Like, I don't think that's necessary. I don't like that decision, but I know they're focusing on those herbivores. Again, I just focus on my game. I play this, spend the money. I don't have any X tokens to to get more money, so I'm just kind of broke and go back with that. They do the bird breeding program. Again, didn't know they had that. They do take 5 money though, and I mean they had okay amounts of money before that, but that does give them enough to draw up the rhinoceros. Now a cobra shows up. I've got way more tickets than them. They've got it this completely playable. I just take it away. I'm just not into it. And now I hit an eagle on the draw, so I'm like, okay, that's a plan. That's a bird. We can at least plan for that going down that path. They play the tapir. Yeah. And I just break. In terms of discards, what to discard here? Obviously, bald eagle is the only real important keep. Some of these monkeys are nice. I think what do I actually keep? I do keep the 2 monkeys, both of which are unplayable and will continue to be unplayable for a little while. I just do Snap Up Sea Cave as another project. And you've got to see here, obviously, there's a saltwater crocodile sitting here. Also, now there's a talented communicator that I can't really deny. They play the primatologist, kind of a weird pick. Yeah, again, not much I can do about the talented communicator sitting there. I do take the Forest Animal Project. Something I'm looking back as I realized I took this ignore requirement animals, did not use it at all. Now it would have made the Tamarin playable. That maybe would have been an option. It might have made something else playable, but that's something I think I'm going to think about. So, is that actually useful? It might not be. This honestly game might have been easier if I just taken the 5 money. The other thing to notice, I did take left worker here. Well, I've already got a 2 size that I'm not filling, so I don't need 2 size. Again, money probably would have been really good here as well, but I'm curious, I guess, if you can kind of see where my brain's at. That's probably not super secret, but yeah, they just build for the taco, is what it is. And I build 5 size for the saltwater crocodile. Yeah, I think that it's not a good release. It's it's an okay release. It gives you the space back for the bald eagle once you do it. It kind of means just getting rid of the rest of this hand once it comes down. But I do clever back animals as well, just kind of on the assumption that I'm not going to have the money to play the crocodile, the animal I want to. Once again, there's just some interesting animals coming down. I'm always keeping an eye on those. Opponent takes a herbivore university. What do they? I think they get a panda, a giant panda. So maybe if nothing else, I can say, I blocked them from playing the giant panda, perhaps. I think I discard the RAS. Once again, I'm just kind of worried about them, giving them the 5 see animals too easily. They do have a large, aquarium there, so didn't want to give them too much value for that. And then I just draw from deck. And now I'm kind of in a bit of a pickle as to kind of deciding what to do here. Like, what do I keep? Well, obviously in this next break. They just keep playing things from display, which has been, they got a zoo school now. I mean, they've got just all these sponsors. I don't have anything, so I just break. I mean, whatever. Yeah, but the annoying thing is, even if I spend, I'm just going to be $1 short. Could have maybe spent an X. I don't think that would have been necessary, but perhaps. Opponent just X's back. We've both got an unspent worker here, but in my mind, I've done the project and they haven't. And so I just break away. And again, maybe this is a mistake. Probably is. Maybe the mistake was taking the left worker and then just not using it. That definitely feels like a mistake. But yeah, I think you can kind of see what my thought process was here. And I just did get rid of some stuff, dig it away. Now the options to keep aren't really difficult. It just has to be Eagle, Crocodile, Sea Cave. I've kind of committed to that. You can also see that I've got a good point lead. For once, I've got a bit of money, so I actually, in theory, am able to pay for one of these bigger animals. What gets snapped here, you ask? The Eagle does. Definitely a bit overkill. In my mind, it's still possibly playable. Yeah. But still kind of, I'm decently ahead in points just due to good projects, and I guess a good animal, but also possibly just due to the fact that maybe the opponent doesn't really have that much going on either. To be honest, I don't feel like I didn't feel like I was playing very well in this game, but I don't feel like I was punished for it, to be honest. So they just do the project now, and they have for CP project research. They sweep in and take the 10 money. Would have probably been nice, but it does leave an interesting token there as well. So that obviously immediately kicks me into think, okay, if I can get that token, maybe 4 birds is a bit more of an issue, opportunity. Opponent plays Zoo School again. They're just going to keep on ripping off these sponsors that are really nice. Takes Underwater Tunnel, like he's just going to keep playing them. Obviously, this is the AI map. I haven't connected any of mine yet. They've gotten 2 of theirs covered. Sometimes I'm good at covering them. Sometimes I'm not. It's a weird, weird kind of thing. I do take the Australia Partner Zoo. Obviously, I know I have this. I probably could and should have used it, but in my mind, at this time, I wanted the upgrade anyway. Got the sponsors upgrade. Obviously, this Tambaki is looking good. They just immediately take it. They have now a Rhino and a Tambaki for a Tambaki later on, but the Rhino is another pretty clear project for them. So again, not feeling super great. Do have a lot of money right now, and I can just go ahead and straight up play animals into upgrading another time. Cards, don't know if I'm going to hit the 9 rep, but in my mind, it's, what is it? I guess it's just more cards, more digging. I just straight up snap both the Expert and the Aquarium. I wasn't really planning on playing the Aquarium. I saw it was there, but I really wasn't planning on playing it when I snapped it. It was mostly a denial pick. And then I realized I could actually play the Squirrel Monkey, and so I played that as well. Yeah, good time to Clutterbacks. build, obviously, with the Squirrel Monkey. So I'd like that. Red Kangaroo, not what you want to see when the opponent's just played a Rhino and has all of the herbivore lining up. I also saw them take that adder. And for once, I saw them take the opponent take a card and paid attention and remembered it. They don't have Your Partner Zoo yet, but they'll get it. And that's something I very much pay attention to. Like I said, I wasn't actually planning on playing the aquarium. It just kind of, when I clicked sponsors, I was going to play Expert in Asia, just cover this binder. But then aquarium stood out to me, and then I realized I'm gonna likely hit the end game. I've got the eagle. I just need one more water tag. So you can go ahead and throw that down there. Get next token. That's all right. Just good to score points right now, right? And the opponent just ends up breaking, which is fine. It just, again, leaves us with very, very little money. So that's always going to be a concern for the rest of the game here. They play the underwater tunnel as well. So again, they do have a decent amount of end games here. Obviously, that's it. This is for one. And then they'll plan on hitting this one, whereas I... possible aquarium. I got rid of the golden eagle. I figured both eagles probably a bit unlikely. Yeah, the opponents took 2 sides with their last project reward, so no snapping still for them. Whereas that's all I have. That and this left worker, which again I'm not really using. And now I've got 4 birds in my hand. So you know what? That's pretty good, right? We'll get that eventually. I'm just looking at my deck here. I'm saying, oh, I'm just very broke. Even though I'm broke, I still do take 2 size, not 5 money. That's maybe something I would change, potentially. Although the 2 size, I'm out of 2 sizes now, but so I need the things anyway. Money is just, I have to spend the money to build the 2 sizes, and so maybe it is the right call. I don't know. I'm kind of rambling here. I'm also just sort of, I'm not maybe analyzing what I should be doing. I'm just kind of talking about what I did. I think the placement's fine. I think the token's fine here. Like I said, we've got eyes on 4 birds. And then we discard. I do also have them, I don't know if I checked this at the beginning of the video here, Research Zoo for 0. But there's a Science Institute, Technology Institute sitting here. So in my mind, like we've got, okay, how do we make sure we're not on a 0 end game here, right? Opponent plays animals, gets the reindeer again. Just going to play all the herbivores, and now there's another rhino comes down. Great, perfect. What have I got here? Yeah, I just want the Tech Institute. I want the Science Institute. Rhino would be interesting, but I've already got a plan for this big 5 size. Bird management, maybe, possibly. Okay, not bad. And now the macaque. And I know that they're going to do 5 herbivores here. This would be a double pilfer. This would be a double pilfer if I were to get that down. So that's where my mind starts to go. Opponent builds a petting zoo, which I don't know why, to be honest. I guess there's some petting zoos around, but I don't know if that was the right call in the long term. I decide, you know what, we're going in on this macaque. Again, my mind is, oh, I'm broke. I need money. Stealing just 10 money from them would be pretty nice here. It's going to require a little bit of setup. They obviously do the 5 size. They take 12 money though. They do not take snapping still. But they've got, even money, point lead. lead in both categories. The macaque requires me to take the Asia Partner Zoom, which is not an upgrade, doesn't give you the binder. It might be the wrong decision, but it made it playable. And so, I guess they just took 12 money. Obviously, they want to do something with that, most likely. But they also get the other rhino. They also take large animals, which is fair enough. And then they take the secretary bird. Everything from the display. Now Flamingo shows up, right? And that has to be interesting for me. I just go ahead and steal double from them. They do just give money both times. Obviously, they just drew up a bunch of stuff I assume they're not going to want to let me have. They also have their their previous Rhino projects. Yes. So obviously they can't give a card. That gets me 10 money though, which again, I just go ahead and spend all of it on the sea anemone, and yeah, I'm broke, but I'm back up to even on points. And I'm able to mark the Flamingo. So Flamingo, obviously huge. Penguin Pool Aquarium. Like, I've got the 2 water birds here. Not the V2, but 2 really good water birds here. And so that's kind of where my mind starts to go instead of the Kookaburra, which is only like a 3-point card. Well, 5-point card, I guess, with Penguin Pool. This is a 10-point card? 11-point card? 11-point card with a pavilion built. They just play a petting zoo. And I just decide, well, I am just going to slow it down. And if they've got stuff they want to do, that's fine. But I'm going to get some sponsors played. Not 100% sure is the right decision, but it allowed me to cover this, which means the sponsors is now at 3 regardless. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to click that. The opponent just takes a Partner Zoo, gets an upgrade. Now remember, they've taken the Europe Partner Zoo. So in my mind, I'm now going to get hypnotized. I have a decent lead right now. I'm having that in the back of my mind, that hypno. I just spent an X token to get the Tech Institute played. Again, that's mostly because of Research Zoo here. As well, like I say, if they're going to break, that's fine, whatever. I'll just get 2 X tokens out of that instead of 1. Or I wouldn't get any if they broke, I guess. So instead of doing anything else, taking cards, and was fine with my hand. I would have wanted to keep the Tech, Science Institute, and Bald Eagle. So no, I think it made sense for me to just play that there. They build another 4 size, probably for the other Rhino. They have a secretary bird as well, but I don't know why they'd want that, to be honest. And again, then I just play the Science Institute. Just 3 sponsors actions in a row. Gets me to at least a 2 CP endgame. So it gets me to a 2 CP endgame. If I ever have time to take another Science to Rep action here for university, then that's 3. Maybe there's an opportunity to get a maxed out one. They don't actually have any sponsor to play, which obviously nice. But again, they're going to have a ton more money than we are. I have $24, still far too broke, can't even play. I mean, I can play the Bald Eagle, but that is literally it. Yeah, not really set up for much right now, to be honest. I go ahead and snap away the reptile breeding, just because I think they have that the hypno snake. Why am I blanking? I just said it 2 seconds ago. The Europe snake. I just get an X token, so I'm back up to a few X tokens now. I X back the build. As I say, I want to be very careful about hypnosis, so I need my association action out of there. Something I should have paid a bit more attention to probably is just money. Now they just take a bunch of stuff here from the display. I guess Rask could have got them to 5 or closer to, but yeah, this whole just deplete the display seems strange to me. But then Explorer shows up. Yeah, nice for them. I do get research, and I do take 12 money here. However, I am a bit broke here. So I'm just thinking back. I don't know if you can see the play right now, but what's going to end the game? I need to end it as soon as possible. I know that they've got a Rhino project as well as a Rhino. Do they still have? They should still have a Kangaroo, the Hypnosis Snake. So they've got just a ton of stuff here that I can't really let them just play around with that much. And the opponent, I think, thinking that they've got more time than they do here, they just play Explorer. Now they think they've got, like I say, I've got to rush this. They think that they're going to have time to spend all the money. Really have to try to quickly end this. However, yeah, like I say, I don't know if you can kind of see what's going on here. I don't have enough money to play 1-2. I can play Kookaburra Bald Eagle, but that's not enough points because Kookaburra is only going to be 5 points, I think we decided. And then Bald Eagle will be 12. But 5 plus 12 is 17. That's going to put me at 76, 83. Bird Project for 12, 83, 95. I'm still short. And I've spent all my money except for like $8. Not really good enough. I won't have a worker or anything, so I do need to break. I'm trying to think back. I meant to like think about this when I was kind of leading up to this point. But I was just playing sponsors, right? I didn't really want to break. I let my opponent break. I think that probably was the right decision, but I suppose instead of playing the Science Institute, if I could have traded that for, that would have given me 0 in game. If I could have traded that for break 3 action, which is what I'm going to do now, would have that been better? Quite possibly, I suppose. But I don't know. It's hard to say. It probably would have been better just again knowing every single action they're going to have is going to be really, really good from now on. So yeah, they've got that Kangaroo. Get Explorer points for it, get Pouch points, as well as playing a green Sea Turtle. And again, I really 100% expected to be Hypnode here. I really thought I was going to get Hypnode. Now they didn't have enough X tokens, so I did know that, I think, to do a project from there. So I think what maybe they were expecting me to play animals and then they do Hypno next was perhaps what their plan was. I'm not really sure. I haven't looked at their hand to see if they had anything kind of in there. But I mean, it was still a really good action. Gets them up to 77 points. Like, yeah, 6, 7, 8 plus 7 is 15, 19, 22 point action. Obviously massive. But now this just ends it, right? So this will be Bald Eagle. Again, I can get the whole shebang, both aquarium and penguin pool, and paying the $2. Do that twice. X token is, yeah, kind of X token money perfect, actually, this ending. Like I said, didn't plan it like that. Obviously couldn't have really. Did check if there was anything better I could hit. Nope, just the same. Obviously wasn't going to get better at that point. So I just stuck with my original, and then just birds, just end it. Like I say, the plan is to end it as quick as possible, and yeah, just not hopefully leave them a bit surprised. But the reality is I only have the one end game plus the 2 here. They've got 1, 2, and 3 now that they've played that kangaroo. So they're going to have a bunch of end games. They have obviously the Rhino Project for species diversity. As well as just 2 rep, which they can also get the last university. I don't think that actually does them any good one way or the other. They can then donate as well. So I've got a bit of a lead. But they have a sponsored zoo as well, so they actually complete tie in points. I have 5 projects played, they have 4. So oh yeah, it doesn't show. I don't know why it doesn't like to show. Let me click back over to here. So yeah, I win, I get 8 points, up to 605 ELO on tiebreakers. So that was very close. Again, throughout the entire game, never particularly felt in control, even really. I don't know what's going on here. Didn't feel in control, never felt like I was running away with it. Didn't really expect to win this one. 32 turns, so not blazingly fast by any means. Yeah, some probably questionable decisions. I think top amongst them, again, really annoying that this just disappeared. Don't know what happened there. Taking the Australia Partner Zoo while still having this left over. You know, you could probably, in hindsight, just say, well, just ignore the Australia Partner Zoo and take Science 2 rep. And that always gets me to a better position. I suppose the only counter to that would be I may not have been able to afford the Sea Anemone when I played it with the money from the macaque. Although if I just not paid the 2 for $1, I probably still could have afforded it. But hard to say whether that would have been better or worse. I think it probably would have been a lot better if I had taken the Science 2 rep. I would have been at least a point here, right? So then this isn't even that many points. So, and with cards upgraded, I probably would have maybe been into the reputation bonuses. So some options there as well. Yeah, so like I say, really happy to have hit 600. I might try to do some more kind of game reviews. Like I say, I feel kind of just weird about doing them because people are probably better than me. Like again, it's hard to see kind of what people are thinking. So the people who do those kind of game reviews, obviously, they know the game very well. All right, well, thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting the channel. Something else that I've kind of realized is I'm a really bad YouTuber. I don't really respond to comments, so apologies for all of that. I'm going to try to do a better job of noticing when comments get put in on videos and responding to those in the more quickly. As I really appreciate anyone taking the time to comment. But yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you next time.